Hello, strong people. Week 4, day 4 of Northeast Regional Prep, Battle at the Bridge. It's an event day, as is day 4 always is. I don't think I worded that right, but you get the point. Heading down to 580, which is probably going to be the case for the foreseeable future, at least until this prep is done. Because skipping event days this close to a show is not ideal. So we're just gonna not do that to the best of our ability. I don't really know what I have today. I mean, I know generally speaking, but I know it's sandbag toss. What else? I probably have some sort of squat. I know I'm gonna have yoke, frame. Maybe not. I don't know. I know on my program there it was like 1 week frame, 1 week yoke, 1 week together, back and forth something. I don't know. And I know I have sandbag to shoulder. So I think it's a comp run on that, but like a step down. So like each bag is a little bit lighter, if that makes any sense. It's like take the comp run, remove the top bag, and then add in one more lighter bag at the beginning. And I think I have that for a couple sets. Could be wrong, of course. I really need to go to that. Wow. Busy there today. There's a market here, a little farmer's market. There's a line there for something. I don't know what. They have a sign out that says Amish Donuts today, so that might be the line, but I don't know. That place seems popular. I think I need to check it out. Anyway, back to Strongman. It's a good weekend for Strongman. I didn't do my World's Strongest Man predictions like I wanted to. That's okay because they would have been really bad anyway. A lot of things I did not expect to happen. And the Rainier Classic is this weekend. If you don't know what the Rainier is, I believe it's technically a pro-am because there are pros and amateurs competing, and it's put on by Lucas Hatton, who is probably one of the top. It should have been at World's Strongest Man, wasn't. He turned it down because of this show, because he's running it. It's his show. Seems like a great guy, but he puts on a crazy good show. And if you win this show, I think there's like prize money, pro card, all that fun stuff. But the big thing is I'm pretty sure you get like I don't know about all expenses, but like maybe room and board or whatever paid for North America's Strongest Man. That's put on by JF Carone. And if you know Strongman, you know JF Carone. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's like the thing. So if you win the Rainier, you get like free entry and maybe like your rooming paid for or something like that. I don't know the exact details, but I know it qualifies you for North America's Strongest, which is crazy. And I wish North America's Strongest, like America's Strongest, had more of a pull. Because, like, you go over to Europe, Britain's Strongest Man's a big deal. Giants Live puts it on, I'm pretty sure. UK's Strongest is a little bit less. I really don't know, what's what, to be fair. So, that was an Audi R8. I want that. Then, like, Europe's Strongest Man's a huge deal. So, like, I just wish... Now, I don't want to take it away from Strongman Corp because I want Strongman Corp to succeed. But there's just America's Strongest Man, North America's. I know Strongman Corp doesn't put on North America's, but we'll go back to America. So America's Strongest Man should mean something. And I'm not saying it doesn't, because it absolutely does. Like, you get pros competing there. Like, I know Trey, well, they're all pros there. But, like, you get Trey Mitchell was there. Bobby Thompson competed there. I think he won it a couple years ago. Rob Kearney, Lucas Hatton, Marcus Crowder. Like, those are legit dudes in America. But I just wish that it doesn't seem to have the same notoriety as, like, Europe's or Britain's or whatever. And it's because Giants Live doesn't put it on. Giants Live has the name, more popular. Everybody knows what that is in the strongman world. And I just wish they would almost do something to kind of do something about it, make it more known, increase the prize money, maybe get bigger guys to show up. Like, I wish Evan Singleton would do it. I know he doesn't really care about anything besides Worlds. Yeah, sort of, but I mean, like, America's Strongest Man is a pretty cool title. Like, I would love to have that title. I don't know. Just my thoughts on it. I don't know how we got on that topic, but I'm not mad about it. What else? I'm sure there was something else. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not as sick as I was. I think I'm a little bit stuffy, like congested still a little bit. Just like phlegmy, allergies-like stuff, maybe. Everybody's been cutting their lawns, and my car's been covered in pollen, so it's like, I don't think I had allergies before, or maybe I just didn't realize what allergies were, because at this point, I definitely have allergies. And, well, not a big deal, it's whatever, but I think Strongageddon is today, too. If you don't know Strongageddon, which you probably don't, I'm assuming just because it is just a local show. I don't want to say just a local show to undermine it, though, because that show, it's one of the best ones I've been to, easily. My coach runs the show, but when I did the show originally, he was not my coach yet. I don't even know if he was my coach for the second time I did it either, if I'm being honest. Because I did it back-to-back years. It was my first and second show, I believe. And, like, that one set the, that, like, set the goal. I was like, all right, I like this. I'm going to keep doing this. And you know he cares. He cares so much about the show. The events are well thought out. They're well set up. I don't know how you want to describe that, but, like, tested. They are tested before we do them. So it's not like you're doing 20 reps at something, or it's not like nobody can do the event. It's right. The events are right. And he MCs over the show, so like you get commentary while you're going, and I mean that's pretty cool. Most of it's just like silence and maybe some music playing. That's not the case here. And it's usually a smaller show, so he can do that. We only have 1 or 2 lanes going at a time. And although that isn't the most efficient way to do things, sometimes to put on a good show, you don't want it to be efficient. You want to spotlight each and every person. Yes, if you're running a 100-person show or whatever, yeah, absolutely, it needs to be efficient, because otherwise you'll be there for 12 hours, and nobody wants that. So I like the smaller shows because you can highlight individual athletes better. You can get more focus on just, like this lane and this lane. That's it. That's where you're looking. And there's not 4 other events going on or anything crazy like that. Had to make sure I was still recording with the mic. So that show's today. I'm going to be checking the score sheet on that too. I wanted to do the show, but with it being this close to regionals, it just didn't make sense for me, unfortunately. I like doing that show because I like supporting him, but it's just not in my best interest as an athlete. If you want to call us athletes, I think we are, but it doesn't really matter. You call us what you want. I really want to do the max axle press there because they have that this year. And I don't know if I could do 4 plates right now. I feel like I could. I don't know. I feel like at this point I can almost hit 4 plates any day of the week. That's probably a bit much. When I say 4 plates, I mean like probably upper 3s, low 4s, like 400. Not much more probably. Obviously my strict press is doing good last month, but with the switch in training now, it's more cardio based because we're going for 7 reps or so on this axle log medley at the regional. So top end strength might not quite be there, but that's okay. Can't go top end all the time like that. Ever going back to a cardio based overhead event is never a bad thing. Could help build muscle because you're on higher reps. Help, having good cardio is never a bad thing. So there's a lot of ups to it. Do I prefer it over a max? No, but doesn't mean I dislike it. What I am liking is being able to train for a max deadlift, standard max deadlift. What is this? Give me my 13th show, 14th show, and I've never once had a standard max deadlift for max. Standard max deadlift for max. A standard just deadlift on a deadlift bar for max weight. You could kind of argue that I did in a way. It was a deadlift for reps event at Ohio Strongest a few years ago. And it was 650. And I failed it. Really stupid of me to even do that show. I did a show. I hurt myself going into a show in August. I had a back issue. And I hurt it again at the show. So I was nowhere near, and I wasn't as strong of a deadlifter then. So I had no business even doing this show with a 650 deadlift for reps. Now that wouldn't be a big deal. But back then, injured, and with that being near my max, I failed the deadlift. I think I was in my head too, because I remember watching the video, and it got to my knees, and I just stopped pulling. I just sat it back down. I watched it. I was like, what was I doing? Like, I could have got one. I don't know. Either way, that was kind of a max because I failed it. Couldn't get one rep on it, but I'm not going to count it. I'm just not. Anyway, I think I'm going to call the video there before I blabber on for too long. I've already been talking for like 12 minutes, and I think that's probably sufficient. Let me know your predictions for the World's Strongest Man podium if you made it this far in the video. Because I'm thinking Hooper, Tom Stoltman, and I'm thinking Matt Ragg. I don't think Singleton gets on the podium. I think Singleton's going to lose too many points on the axle. I think he's going to struggle. Maybe the keg toss? No, I don't know, actually. The two events that are today, I'm pretty sure it's a max keg toss is today. And there's 3 events in total, but there's the max keg toss is today, I'm pretty sure. And then the max axle press. Whoever Matt Ragg versus Evan Singleton, whoever is leading after today, I think is going to stay in the lead between those two. I still think Tom and Hooper are going to be 1 and 2. Unless, if they slip up, Singleton and Ragg could sneak in there. Second, first, maybe. It just depends. They got to be perfect. There's no room for error with the guys behind them. So I'm going to be watching that score sheet like a hawk today. So if I'm not, I don't even know what time the events are today. I think 10, 2, and 6, 10, 1, and 5. I don't know. Either way, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So in between training, of course. Try not to let it get in the way of my training too much, but all right. And I'll try to record some more stuff for you. I'm really bad at that on these event days, so we'll see what you get.
Go!
Judges ready, go. Down. Good. You gotta go, Gus. Arnold bid. Down. I'll give you the down every time. Down. Great job. Come on, Gussie. You don't gotta look at me. I'll go to you. Down. Good. Come on, get some reps. You're just at 30 seconds, Gus. Reps. Reps. Down. Go again. Gus, you got 2 more. You got 2 more. You got 20 seconds. Go. You need this, Gus. You need this rep. Throw your hips hard. Fight it. You got 10 seconds. Don't quit. You got 10 seconds. Down. Good.
All right. Event day is over. I am very happy with how that went. Well, aside from, being pretty dehydrated at the end, it was very humid in there. It's technically in a basement, so it kind of gets that way a little bit, but it is what it is. It made me feel good, productive, that I sweat a lot. Not that sweating a lot is a good indication of a good workout, but that was a good workout either way, a good training session, whatever you want to call it. Sandbag toss, felt okay. I don't have anything to throw over while there. I could set up they do have something because it's what we use for the competition, but it's kind of like you got to hold it kind of. It's kind of a pain to set up by yourself. It's just not ideal. So rather than do that, I just kind of eyeballed it, which is not what you want to do if you're training sandbag toss. So I used the 50-pound bag for a few warm-ups, and I felt pretty confident they were clearing the 15-foot mark with, fairly easily. And so I bumped it up to the 60. And I don't know, hit or miss. When the bag's that heavy, you can feel when it's right, when it's wrong. But I mean, the 60-pound bag just feels heavy to throw for me. And I don't like that it is. I just need to, I don't know. Not a great event for me, I guess, for now. I still need to do what I can to make it better, but I'm not mad about how 60 went. I almost cleared 55 feet to 16 feet at Nationals last year. So 55 pounds to 15 should be okay. Should be. It's also the last event, so maybe people will be a little bit tired. I don't know. But 60 would be great. I think there's a 2.5 pound jump in between 55 and 60, so I think 57.5 is in there. I could be wrong. I know that Josh, the promoter, is using those little increments there because you don't want too many ties. Ties are inevitable; they're going to happen. But having those 2.5 pound weight jumps in between, that could be the difference. So if I hit 55 and someone hits that 57.5 but can't get the 60, I mean that 2.5 just made at least a 1 point difference. So it's important. It just is. That's why I'm a big fan of smaller jumps on the deadlift or any sort of max event at a show, because if you do the 40-pound jumps or 50-pound jumps, whatever, it's, I don't know, 50 pounds is a big jump. And I think you get a lot more strategy whenever you do 20-pound jumps, 10-pound jumps, depending on overhead versus deadlift. And the deadlift event at this show is supposed to be 20-pound jumps, so I like that because it gives some wiggle room, and if I open 20 pounds higher than someone, then I get the edge. If we end up tying on the same weight, I get the edge. And that's been a common strategy for me, for the most part. It's kind of worked, it kind of hasn't, but I'm going to try to do the same thing this time around. But I was talking about the events today, so we'll go back to that. Then moved on to, I had some good mornings, split squat, stuff like that. I did banded. I did not follow the program exactly. Not even close for those, I'll be honest. And I'm not upset about it. My coach probably will be. But it is what it is, I guess. Not ideal. Don't skip stuff in your program. And then I went into yoke into frame. I felt way better than last week. I was sick last week, so obviously I couldn't breathe quite right. Did not feel as strong last week. So I did my runs, 21 or 22 seconds for the first run, and these are below comp weight slightly. Like 50 pounds and 80 pounds under comp weight, something like that, or 90 pounds and 60 pounds, something like that. They're pretty close. Like, it shouldn't be that much of a difference from this weight to comp weight. So I felt speedy. I did 21, 22 seconds for the first run, and the second run was about 20, 21, somewhere in there. That's pretty good. I think I still need to be faster on that sprint back. Like, I need to go. Bad camera angle. I need to move for that transition. Because that could be the difference maker between 20 seconds and 18 seconds. And I want under 20. I want under 20 really bad, and I think I'll need under 20. I think I could win that event, but my buddy is pretty fast at that, Mr. Coochie Mane. So he'll be tough to beat for sure. Not only him, I know there's some other people that are fast. I don't know them that well, but we'll see. Anything can happen on an event like that. Speed events, some stuff can go wrong. So I just got to not make a mistake. Last event was sandbag to shoulder. Basically comp style, but remove the heavy bag and put in a lighter bag at the start. So it was essentially the same, but starting one bag lighter. Felt good about that. Really good. Got to the last bag with like 30 seconds left. So I did the last bag. Finished it around like 45 seconds maybe. I have to rewatch the video. I don't know for sure. But then I went for another rep and I finished it. And something about that I was thinking for this event. What I should have done, I took a little bit of time in between the first rep at the top bag and the second rep. And I don't want to do that. Reason being is because I can muscle my way through that second rep with the last bag, I think. But then because the rules for the show are if the implement is off the ground, you can finish. If the implement is off the ground when the time expires, you can finish the event. So what I need to do for that event is do those last, if I can, the day of, who knows, do the last 2 reps on that top bag, do those fast, and then whenever if I'm going to have the timer, the judge, whoever has the stopwatch, tell me when there's 5 seconds left, 10 seconds left, however much time is left, and I'm going to break that bag off the floor and sit with it on my lap, basically. Catch my breath, do what I got to do. My legs are going to be tired at that point, and my hips. But I think I can still shimmy it up there as long as I'm able to catch my breath. And that's the goal. That's the plan. I think it's doable. It's also going to depend where I'm at and what order I go in at that point in the show, because for this show, we reorder after every event, I believe. Whoever's in the lead goes last, so on. So I like the way Josh does his shows like that, because the first event's a max event always, or at least, it has been for every one of the shows, I believe. And at a max event, it doesn't matter when you sign up. You just go whenever it's your time, whenever you want to hit that weight. So I like that. And then he reorders, at least for regionals, he reorders. I don't remember if he does it for his other shows. But for regionals, he reorders based on, who placed where in that previous event. And then whoever's in first, second, third, so on after the first or second event. So hopefully being in a good spot at that point is going to be pretty important. Yoke, I'm going to have to go all out. For an event like this, you have to go all out. There's no real sleeper events that you can snooze on as it just did this competitive of a class, this competitive of a level. I don't know if all regionals are like that, but I know this one always is. So, and then after that, I was like, I'm dying because it's really hot in here. I needed to sit down and get some water because I was dehydrated. It's hard to keep that much water in your system when you're sweating that bad. I need some, at that point, I need like a salty snack and some water just to try to rehydrate. And I didn't have any at that point. I had water, of course, but nothing like a snack. So I'm good now. I got enough water in me. I'm good to go. But that's about all I got. And of course, I was watching World's Strongest Man intermittently in between. Hooper on the first event, tore his callus, I hear. Took like 6th in that event, 5th or 6th. I honestly do not see him being able to recover from that. I think that is losing way too many points at the start. Put your turn signal on. Sorry, that car was trying to turn into Duncan, but they're just sitting in the middle of the road without a turn signal on. And the way this intersection is set up, the light to stop at is pretty far behind the light, which is essentially in front of the Dunkin' Donuts area where you pull in. So, not the best scenario. Gotta let these people cross the road. Even though there's a crosswalk down here. It is what it is. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Hooper tore callus, finished, mid-pack on the frame yoke, which is weird. Because he also dropped the yoke right before the finish line. So I don't know if he stumbled there or what. I think the platform they're on, it's on sand. So I don't know if it's unstable because of them being on sand, but maybe that's it. Maybe he's just out of it. Maybe he's hurt. It's hard to tell because it's unlike, I've never seen him drop a yoke like that. And then to not get the frame, that's also surprising. I mean, when you tear a callus, there's not much you can do. Like, it's just, you can't really hold on at that point for the most part. But then even on the axle, they just finished up axle right before I started this video. And he did not hit the world record. He failed it. He got 210. Him and Tom Stoltman both got 210. Both got 210, and then I know for sure Hooper failed the record. I don't know if Tom even went for it. So they ended up tying on that event. So Hooper did not do what he said he was going to do and set the record if needed. Which also makes me think he's injured or he's just gassed. Which I would not expect him to be gassed unless he's sick or something's wrong. So, I don't know, interesting. So no record was set. They're tied. Hooper's in like 4th, I believe. So Tom in 1st, Singleton in 2nd, Andrade in 3rd. Hooper in 4th, and then I think Ivar's maybe after that. I'm not really sure, but things are not going the way I thought they'd go. I honestly thought Hooper would win the axle with ease. I thought he would win the first event, honestly. But Singleton smoked that. Andrade smoked it too, 40 seconds, 10 seconds faster than, or 10 seconds slower than Singleton. But that just tells you how heavy that event was. That it was 30 seconds was the winning time, and a lot of people didn't finish. So the frame must have been hard. But got Max Keg Toss next. I don't know when that starts. It was supposed to start, like half hour after the axle, but the axle started late, I think, so it's probably being pushed back too. And I don't think anybody's beating Tom on the keg toss, so we'll see. At this point, after day one, it might be Tom's to lose. We'll see. I hope Hooper does an update video. He's pretty good about putting out content in between events, so maybe he won't though. He wants to focus. Seems unlike him though to not put out content because he likes to kind of separate himself from the show like that and turn it on only when he needs it. So All right, I've been chatting enough. So I recorded some clips for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy. And go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.